Moving up and down again, there's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. David.
And I'm Tommy.
We are sorry. We had told you guys that we were going to release a two-parter and then an Epstein episode and then another two-parter. And Epstein episode just didn't come out. It just wasn't a thing. And that second two-parter came out separate days. So, that's my beat. I was a little behind. Those were
It didn't get released like the other 3 million files.
It was some of our longer stuff, and it took a little bit longer to edit. I tried some new things. It took a lot longer than I had anticipated, but we're trying to actually kind of glad that I did wait, because a lot more has happened. Things have evolved. Some more information's come out. More events have transpired. So we have a different take on the situation, can come at you a little bit more well-informed. But we want to talk about the recent release of the Epstein files, because the last two-parters that we put out did really touch on this subject. That's why we wanted to throw them out real quick in the way that we did, as opposed to our normal releasing schedule. But it was all before we had any of this pertinent information. Most of it was before the files were released, and then once the files were released, we hadn't really looked at them, haven't really heard much about it. So, coming at it again, new fresh take, plus a lot of other things.
The internet has been a freaking war zone.
For real.
It's been a war zone out there.
And
freaking, I don't know, social media, dude, I've been finding myself getting in freaking altercations.
Well, I've always opted out, my whole life. Ever since the end of MySpace, the beginning of Facebook, I didn't really social media very much, I was a younger kid when these things came out, and I didn't stay into it. I got out early.
Yeah.
And I have them, I scroll them, I share some tinfoil hat shit from time to time, but I don't really ever post. I don't really ever engage with people. But now that we're doing this, I'm trying to work the algorithm. So I am engaging more.
Get back into it.
And like Tommy says, it's hot. You engage with anybody about anything. And even if you agree on the topic or could easily find a middle ground, it's people just want to fight about shit. And it's the
tensions are so high.
Yeah. It's I'm coming at it from a place of understanding and peace, and trying to actually elevate people's understanding of the situation, because we did just get a huge slap in the face as a society with these Epstein files.
Yeah.
But if you were aware of this thing before it all came out, this isn't such a slap in the face. We already knew all of this. I don't know why it took this for people to understand what was going on, when we already had so many previous Epstein files, so many witnesses coming out and claiming things.
Yeah.
We already knew all of this. But if you need the files
it's
to
been a
show
slow
you,
drip.
Yeah. If you need the files to show you that they're killing and eating babies, then, well, now you got it. So I want to wake everybody up to, it's not just the Epstein files and the people therein that are killing and eating babies. There's a lot of other terrible people doing terrible things, similar or exactly the same fashion. There's other circles like that. What do you think was going on at those Diddy parties?
100%.
Maybe not exactly the same way, but certainly the same sort of thing.
It's the same type of vibe. It's the human trafficking power at play.
And it goes on it's going on still to this day. I watched a story. This guy is traveling the country. I think I have the video saved. I'll try to put a link in here. But he goes to Africa and meets these girls that are basically already sold into sex trafficking. So they live in a country where they can't afford to feed their families. They're having way too many kids, or they are one of way too many kids, and their parent sold them. You can buy a kid for like 10 grand, and you sell one of your younger kids off so you can feed the rest of your kids. You got 9 kids.
So fucked
You're already
up.
working. You can't feed anybody. So they take these kids, they raise them into sex work. Once they come of it, like, you train them up until they're a certain age, and then you put them out on the streets, and they got to make so much money to be able to pay off their debt. It's like indentured servitude. So the amount of money they're making, though, isn't enough to essentially free them. It's only enough to keep them going. So then they're going in it forever and ever, and it's terrible, the things that happen to these people, and it's still happening all over the world.
Yeah, this is one of those theories that I'm not proud to have been right about this.
Right.
I feel like a lot of conspiracy theorists, like OG guys, the OGs, that have been kind of talking about this for the better part of a decade or longer, they've been, in the back of their mind, there was the possibility, just because it wasn't officially disclosed and publicly announced, and like a lot of people didn't know about it, there was this almost unspoken tiny percentage in their brains, because a lot of them are diehard. They know this shit's going on. So they know, they're pretty steadfast on that. But there was also like this tiny part of your mind that almost held out like a hope, like a little bit of a hope that maybe you are wrong. Maybe you are a schizo. Maybe you are just completely off track with this. You've just gone down a crazy rabbit hole that is just a bunch of weird internet guys that are making you think crazy things. And you kind of hope, like a little piece of you, that that's true.
That's how it was at first.
Yeah, literally. But then when it came out, I mean, I've been freaking quoted as saying it, where it's like, this is a bittersweet thing. This is like a small victory, but is it even really a victory? Because now it's exposed. Now we know that this evil power structure is at play. Like, truly, like 100%, without shadow of doubt. Like, documented evil shadow government, evil manipulative. We got like the intel agencies, all this dirty like blackmail and human trafficking, ritual sacrifice,
and it's
to
not
named Babylonian gods.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? It catalyzes. Really what it does, though, and this is where I kind of lean back in, because you can get dark and spinny with this type of stuff real quick. Real dark, real spinny, down in the dumps, and just not happy. It's a trauma thing. So it's like, the way that I like to think about this right now is, we know that the power is using this type of stuff. They're sacrificing children. They're eating human flesh. They have a god, a dark god, that they are doing this all for. And it's because it works for them. These guys wouldn't be doing this just for fun. They're not doing it for fun or for anything other than it's working for them. It works for them. If that's real, if this whole power dynamic, the ones that are running all of our lives, if that is real, the opposite is real too. There's a reason Christianity and Jesus Christ have been persecuted as hard as they have been in modern times, where you can't even like say in public like Jesus Christ loves you to just a random person that has like maybe pink hair or something, because they will freak out on you. They're gonna be like, don't assume my thing. They'll start going nuts about it. It's been persecuted heavily.
If somebody came up to me and was like, Muhammad, bless thee, I'd be like, yo, Muhammad was a drunk, gay, blasphemer. Like, I don't care for his blessing.
I don't know if I would say that to someone. I'd be like, thank you. I would say thank you is what I would do normally. I'd be like, thanks, bro.
Yeah, I
Thank
might
you.
not want the confrontation, but...
Yeah, literally. I that's just the type of, I don't know. That's just what I do in public anyway. But if that evil exists, God is real. Like,
yeah, you can't have
it's like another hammering it home. Exactly.
And people
This-
will say,
this is-
why would God allow such evil? And you gotta read the
didn't.
book. You gotta read the book. You gotta understand the story.
Yeah.
It's been foretold. It's been prophesied.
Yep.
It's completely
Yep.
understandable and within the realm of reality that God has this plan where he needs to show everybody what evil is so that they can understand and come to him. You're not going to truly fully understand and come to him in this way that you're not going to fall like the angels did unless you understand the full ramification of such evil. You got to understand how bad it truly is, what it means to be away from God. And that's what it means. If you're going to be away from
Is
God
being ruled.
at all, you're going to give yourself to evil. You're going to be part of evil. And people hate to hear that because they don't want to give themselves to God. Well, see what evil does. The opposite of God is evil. So go towards God and you're going to be fine. But opposite of God is evil. That's all there is good and evil.
Literally.
Like you-
literally. Like that.
You know,
That
go
like
in
dynamic.
between, go in between and go to limbo. Or what?
Yeah.
Absolutely
I mean, you could
nothing.
be there, but
Nothing happens after you die. Okay, cool.
I don't even know if that. I don't think that that's really a place to exist. I don't think that you actually ever exist in that place. I think that that's just like a place in the bad guy side that is just set aside for those types of people that want to lean that way. Because if you're not actively pushing like salvation, or at least like on that road yourself, like actively, like willingly, intentionally, then you're going to be inadvertently working and aligning and moving in ways that are like of the world or of sin. Like, it's going to happen. And with like an ignorance factor too, which makes it even more like gullible to other movements that could be headed up by evil principalities. It's a complicated world. It's simple as fuck, but it's also extremely complicated. It's crazy how it all goes down.
I'm thinking we're getting off topic, but we're really not, because this is
We're not.
kind of the whole point of the thing, is that like we're now witness and like irrefutably so to the extreme evil in the world, right? Now we can go deeper. You know, we can root it out. We can shine a light upon it. We can end it. You could end it, but people don't want to. People don't want that sort of stress, that sort of responsibility. People aren't called to it because they aren't following God. People are ready to just go right back into the fucking same old grind and forget it ever happened. And that's kind of
the way that this was rolled out. Yeah. Like the way that this rolled out. Like, so we had the Epstein, the 3 million, they got dropped. And that was huge. Like, but for a little bit before that, yes, we were dealing with the prelude to this, where
slow
they
trickle.
had everybody with their binders at the White House. Pam Bondi and all these other people were invited to the White House to get the Epstein files, and it was a big bag of nothing.
Yeah.
It was a big bag of nothing. And then you get Kash Patel sitting there on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about how if I had any type of files that were showing abuse of children or anything criminal, don't you think that I would show you? No, I don't, Cash. No, I do not. Because
we
now we
have the
got
files
them, and
that
you are
show it.
labeled a liar.
Yeah.
You're a
Nobody's
liar,
being
bro.
prosecuted.
Nobody.
It's insane because they want to say that nothing is showing evidence. And I even said in a previous episode, because it was before all of this came out, that they weren't showing any evidence of actual.
Yeah, now there
anything.
is.
Now there is. Now there's clearly irrefutable, like 100%. And the accusers, or the, the, what's the word? The
Victims?
fucking pedos. No, the. Yeah,
Okay.
The other people, the fucking terrible, horrible, no good, very bad, evil people that run the world, all their names and faces are redacted. Meanwhile, they released a full list of victims with only one name redacted. They released all the victims' names.
Yep.
Most of
That's
them.
crazy.
Most of them.
That is nuts.
Yeah. And so people are saying And, during Pam Bondi's hearing, they said that, or she's trying to say that it's like a Democratic talking point. But it's fucking true that you release these names of these victims, and it's almost like an intimidation tactic. It's like, oh, you spoke out, your names are out there now, anything can happen to you. And then any story could be laid on top of it to cover it up. So you better keep quiet. Like, that's 100% a possibility. That's why we handle cases like this in a sort of way. And I read this huge article from a forensic therapist, I believe. She was some kind of therapist. I don't want to say forensic therapist. She was some kind of therapist. And she was talking about how the psychology of the release of the Epstein files is not done in this way for a reason. Like when you have cases like this with sexual victims, especially at this age and this plentitude and the I need a word for the terrible, no good, very bad people. What the fuck are they?
The cabal.
The
cabal.
No, what's the legal term for perpetrator? The suspects.
Yeah. The perpetrators.
I lost it now. Damn it. Because I needed
that
word.
That
article. So they were saying that, like, with the perpetrators being at the power level they are, that the psychological effect it's having on people is traumatic, and it's in your face, and it's repeated, and it's all the time. And generally, it's not done in this way for that reason, because even the juries need to be protected. So the information is rolled out slowly. It's rolled out with explanation from experts. And, like, we don't trust the experts anymore, right? So, like, let us see it and figure it out ourselves. But generally, everything is given context, and it's not all in your face all the time, the most heinous shit you've ever seen in your entire life. So it's affecting people.
And that's for the victims that you're talking about with that therapist, right? It's talking about the victims of the perpetrators.
The cases themselves are handled in a delicate way, because the victims, the jury, the people sitting in the courtroom listening, the judge himself, like, everybody is going to have a psychological response to this if it's not handled in a delicate way. And that's the therapist's argument, is that, like, the way they're doing this is 100% like a fucking trauma series for the whole public.
It's a trauma dump.
Yeah. So now the public is exposed to this thing that is 100% like therapeutically written, certifiably traumatic for people. So now we're going through this thing where it makes you, the side effects are like, it makes you enraged. It makes you primal. It makes you want to act and do. And, like, that's what you're seeing from people, is now everybody's like, eat the rich. And, like, you see people in the comments like, we're not mad enough. We need to do more. Grab your torches and pitchforks. Like, and I don't know if that's where we need to be at. I certainly want activism. We need to do something for sure. But war, physical war on the rich is not the way to go. They've set up for that. They know what they're going to do. Exactly. Yeah. They've already paid private bodyguards. They've already got their tunnels built. They've already got their escape plans, like ex-military guarding them. So you can't just kill them. You got to break them. So what do? We got to disengage. Stop doing the shit. I keep saying it, but now it's more pertinent than ever. And I myself am
parallel society.
Fucking, here we are. So I'm to blame as well. But if we can
it's a parallel society thing, man.
We got to make a move. Like, it doesn't all need to happen right now. Don't just cut off everything. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm going to advocate for it like that. That's what it's going to sound like. But, like, we need to just make this shift over time to where we're not giving our money to them. They're not able to profit off of us and take advantage of us. We need to be awake to what they're doing and just opt out so they have no power. As long as you're subscribed to all their shit, as long as you're living in their cities and under their laws, you're susceptible to their control. And give them enough control, this is what they do. time and time again.
Like, it's so crazy how this did roll out, because it is it's that trauma dump that happened when these first got released. That rage, you saw that it was so palpable. It turned Facebook and all the social medias into war zones. And it had people fighting each other over certain things. Mostly in the beginning, it was left versus right, because a lot of these files that are released are showing a lot of Democrat. Now, Republicans are not withheld from this. Like, we have the number one Republican right now that is under the spotlight from this, that's been implicated, and that's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So if we have, and in the very beginning, you had MAGA type people, and then you had the left, and the MAGA are pointing at the left, and they're like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at Hillary,
they're searching
look at Bill,
the Epstein
look at
files for
shit.
Clinton. You know, they immediately in the search bar, because we should just show everybody. I want to take a segment at the end, maybe show everybody how to actually use the fucking DOJ's website. Cause
that's a great idea.
It's actually kind of fun to search. You know, like I searched my hometown. I searched my hometown and I found a file relating to my hometown, talking about a girl that went to my school that lives here, or not lives here, but the school that I live near. And so, like,
that's crazy. You're gonna have to tell me about that off camera.
Yeah, did somebody that went to school in my town get trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein? That's fucking gnarly.
That's crazy.
And same thing with where Beth is in Florida. Maybe we'll have her talk about it.
Oh yeah, that place in Florida is crazy.
So that came up a lot. So
yeah, this is such a widespread thing. It's not contained to just like the halls of our government.
Yeah,
it
it's
leaks
not left
out
or right.
into the private
They're playing
sector.
it
It
like
leaks
that.
out all sorts of places. Academia, in the medical industry, technology. It goes across the ocean. It goes into other countries and their parliaments, their government, their cabinets. It goes into their military. This is insane.
Like
how big this truly is. It's gigantic.
Every single name on that list, apart from the victim, including the victims. The victims should also be, like, not investigated, but they should have time with the DOJ, with the FBI, to help the investigation. But every other name,
as much as they can,
every other name other than the victims needs to be investigated, and nobody is being investigated.
Oh yeah,
it's preposterous. But
I think that it's like
point, I wanted to get back to your timeline, because you're talking
about
get back
to my timeline. Yes.
Right in the beginning, it's like everybody immediately wants to prove their enemies wrong. So you got the right searching the left, and the left searching the right. And everybody's like, look at Bill Clinton, look at Trump, look at Hillary, look at these names on here. And meanwhile, you got the people that have been woken up the whole time. They're like, what is going on with the people eating children, the sex trafficking, the growing babies, everything he was into? So then you start seeing the actual abuse. You start seeing the deep, dark files. And now you start getting all these lines crossed, all these connections made, where it's like, oh, here's the file where it's talking about McDonald's is putting people in their food. Or here's the file talking about this CRISPR technology and lab-grown babies. That's all backed by Jeffrey Epstein for this deep, dark reason. So let's not support that. Let's not think that's cool in the future, because that is satanic 100%. We see that, he's got huge connections to Mossad in Israel and laughs about the Goyim and all of those connections, all of that conspiracy is a thing. How about he talks about trying to control Trump? So now we got, our president is literally implicated in this thing. Whether or not he was involved with the children, which it seems like he certainly was, at least very involved with the young women, like he's involved. Like, you can't deny that he's involved. And they're going to play this thing like, oh, I'm okay, I did all this and that, and nothing's going to come out where it actually implicates him, or it will, and it's going to start this huge battle to the people that are still loyal to Trump. But now we're at this point where people are over it. You're seeing the same talking points over and over again, and everybody else has forgotten about it.
They're petering out.
Yeah. Because guess what?
They're not in it for the long haul. The rage wasn't allowed to percolate properly. It wasn't, because what we ended up getting was a massive dump. People were enraged. That rage started getting pitted out on social media, which was actually good because that's prompting discussion. It's prompting debate in an open forum, in a public way. And then what happens is we get the frickin' Super Bowl. The Super Bowl comes out with this very controversial halftime show, which when you think about this, it's absolutely insane because that halftime show, the Bad Bunny, was picked way in advance. So they knew when these files were going to get dropped. They knew when it was going to happen, and they already know how people are going to play it out. They're like, we're going to need a distraction. So they have this thing going on in the country, this environment with this ICE and the immigrants and blah, 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 blah. And it's super, super polarizing. And it's
Which
left
is
versus right
intentional.
thing.
They're doing
what do?
that on purpose.
They get this guy, and they get this Bad Bunny guy who is like a representative of this whole thing. He's a representative. They get him to come out in the Super Bowl halftime, and it causes a ruckus. It causes another massive online war between parties. That war took that Epstein file rage, and it put that to the back burner.
Yep.
And then to the forefront, people jumped onto this bandwagon because it's the thing of the time. It's how we're trained now as a society.
Yep.
We're trained to be on to the next thing. Remove the last thing, on to the next thing. Remove that, on to the next thing. Because there's always a next thing.
Because you can't go deeper
and it's
down the
always
hole.
something big.
You got to keep people just at that surface level hole. Because if you go deeper down the hole enough, you're going to figure out what's at the bottom. And they can't have you figuring that out, or else you'll believe in what's at the top.
That's a trauma. That is a MK Ultra. That is dark psychology. That is a manipulation tactic that is used on individuals and groups of people at large to pacify and to get you to be subjugated to the trauma. It gets you to not do anything. It pacifies you. It pacifies whole groups of people. So this other conflict that happened, it stripped the momentum and the energy that was being dumped into this one topic, and it stripped that away and it put it somewhere else. And meanwhile, that same knowing of the evil, the level of evil and heinous, egregious, terrible shit going on, that gets put to the back of your head. Like, as soon as that happens, it normalizes it in your brain subconsciously. It normalizes it. And it makes you like 200% less likely to follow through with any type of action that could be taken against that.
Right.
It's normalized it. Your bully is now superior because he stripped away that power that was righteously given to you for seeing what was happening. You're righteously angry. That's not a bad thing. And a lot of people are afraid of that anger because they don't feel it like that all the time. Or that level of dark disgust. They don't feel that all the time. But they feel it, and they're almost looking for that distraction. And it was provided. It was provided with the Bad Bunny shit. And then you get people freaking polarizing to that. It's a massive op, what has been happening.
Well, and then... So also,
very genius.
The other halftime show by TPUSA, no less.
Exactly. Yes.
The Charlie Kirk murderers. Like, we've got enough information on that where it seems pretty fucking clear that TPUSA had a heavy hand, if not full control over the murder of Charlie Kirk. And, you know, the show neither believes nor endorses that statement, but
allegedly.
It's all alleged, but
for entertainment purposes only.
If you've been following that story at all, you would understand what we were talking about. So now you've got a halftime show where the president attends because he needs to actually further the separation between this Bad Bunny thing, and now there's a Kid Rock halftime show by TPUSA. In the Epstein files, they referred to Jeffrey Epstein's island multiple times as Kid Rock. So, so that,
dude, I didn't know that.
That's a rough pick to, right after the files drop and all these people are in there to have a halftime show.
You get Bad Bunny,
which is
and Kid Rock.
Yeah, Bad Bunny is adrenochrome, The adrenochrome molecule structure, if you turn it, it looks like a bunny. So the bad bunny is adrenochrome, and Kid Rock is Epstein's Island.
Dude.
And if you think this
That
is
is
just a
insane.
coincidence, you're fucking high. You're higher than me, and I've been ripping this bowl all night. It's late.
Literally,
Like,
dog,
how
literally.
are these things just a coincidence, man? Kid Rock hasn't been relevant in ever. And then, yeah, Bad Bunny.
Since
Bad Bunny, that
Trump
that halftime show was great. I'm not going to say it was a bad halftime show. The set was awesome. The music was okay. I saw this thing where I don't necessarily believe it. I need more proof, but the translation of the music was very vulgar.
oh no, it is bad. It is very bad. I saw the translations.
Yeah.
It's like super lewd
Yeah.
and
if that's
gross shit,
if that's the
you know?
case, then like we don't want that for our halftime show for sure. Like kids are going to be watching.
Yep.
That's inappropriate. But also like nobody can really like nobody's listening to Spanish music unless you are learning Spanish or unless you already speak Spanish. So nobody enjoyed that. You can't lie and tell me that was okay because you don't listen to Spanish music.
Yeah.
You were just waiting for that to be over, or you were enjoying what you were seeing and you're trying to be complicit in the new world order. Whatever.
Yeah. You're just trying to go along to get along.
You can see it. Yeah, you can see everybody's fitting in, so you're just trying to fit in. But like nobody's listening to Spanish music. And then on top of that, they want to say that he's this top artist. He's top 3 in the world, apparently. Well, all he does is speak in Spanish, is what my understanding is. I could be wrong, but guess what? I've never, ever heard of the guy until this drama was drummed up.
Yeah, me
And
either.
most people haven't. Most people I've talked to don't listen to his music. And even online, that seems to be the case. So, like, how the fuck did this guy become number 3 in the world?
Until the Grammys.
It seems like he was propped up to be on the Super Bowl, and that instantly stirred up drama. And then he was given this Grammy to back up the fact that he's a popular artist and he deserves to be at the Super Bowl. And then they push real hard this anti-ICE, we deserve to be here agenda. And
at the Grammys
then meanwhile you got more people on the other side drumming up more hate. So it's just hate versus hate. I'm not saying the topic at hand certainly is a problem because we let a ton of people in and now we're trying to kick a ton of people out, and that's really fucked up for anybody. But
yeah, it sucks.
Like massive immigration that overpopulates, or that over majorities your population, overrepresents your population, destabilizes your country, and that's proven fact. We see it in Europe happening right now. So
it's not even a question. That is a documented political societal science.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what side you're on.
It's been demonstrated.
And so I'm all for immigration. Come here legally. We have it set up a certain way for a reason. But then again, our government's corrupt and they commit heinous acts all the time. So we can't even really trust anything anymore. So what I've been saying to everybody that's complaining about immigrants is I'm like, hey, if the immigrants will help us fight and overthrow the pedophilic elite, then they all get immediate citizenship.
Yeah, you get a green card immediately.
Let's just burn it all down, build anew, and we're all citizens in this new country where we don't molest children.
Bad Bunny, another thing that I just remembered, Bad Bunny was at a Diddy party in video. I wish that I would have thought of this before the podcast because I would have brought the video up. But it was Bad Bunny at a Diddy party. Diddy's in the video too, along with a couple of other hip hop guys and other prominent like Hollywood people.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in a. So we get this guy that's just perfect for this. He's perfect. He's been pushed, shaped, and propagated, and then put right into the public zeitgeist while we have this conflict, this high tension, high emotional volatility that's been prompted by none other than power. That's who's always getting us rowdy and against each other and combative. It's never your peers, dude.
Right.
Ever. Unless it's like driving, you're driving and like someone cuts you off or something, or maybe your boss is like a dick or something. Yeah, then you have like conflict with people in the real world. But other than that, it's on your phones and it's on TV, and it's always money and power that is pushing these narratives, these combative, black or white, left or right.
I think
up or
most
down, like,
most Americans
pushing
can
and
agree
pulling.
that immigration's fine. We're not anti-immigration. I think most Americans could agree that deportation of illegal and current crime committing immigrants, let's call them like illegal immigrants, they deserve to be deported. I think we could all agree that killing these people that you're deporting, or even American citizens, is terrible and horrible, and
Is
that's
wrong.
not okay and deserves to be prosecuted. However, we got this fucked up government that, like, anybody with a brain would say, all right, there's this huge, like, push against ICE right now. One of our officers just killed somebody. We need to get in front of this. We need to make sure the proper course of action is done with this officer that killed this person. An investigation needs to be done.
Yep.
They need to be held accountable. That way the public doesn't hate us more. What do? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
They back him up. They say publicly
Yep.
a million times. Even J.D. Vance is like, dude did nothing wrong. He's a federal agent. We back him up in their line of duty. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. You know, sometimes these guys in this line of duty are going to have accidents. We have that for police too. Like, crime is
Yep.
tough when you're dealing with this sort of thing. Like, yeah, the officers need to be trained and
There's gonna
ready
be
for
accidents.
these sorts of situations. But yeah, there are going to be accidents. So police, ICE, they have what's called qualified immunity, where because of their position, they're not held to the same standards as we are as citizens if we accidentally kill somebody, because their job involves them to be doing this
Yep.
sort of shit all the fucking time. So that's a legitimate argument
Yep.
that yes, this officer should have qualified immunity. But also, let's do a fucking investigation. Let's make it look like we care about the
Thorough.
fact that they killed somebody, because that's ridiculous. You can't have your agents out there slaughtering anybody, let alone the people that, when they're in your custody.
And just getting away with it.
Yeah, just getting away with it. When they're in your custody, that means they're in your care. So if you're going to detain and deport illegal immigrants, you need to take good care of them. If you're just fucking killing
Yes.
people, if you're killing American citizens that clearly didn't do anything wrong or warranting a firing of your firearm, your sidearm, like, that's insane.
That
So-
shit needs to be shut down immediately at that point.
This is a conversation that any American can have, and we can all come to a middle ground, I feel. But they want to
Oh, yeah,
polarize
100%.
everybody with talking points. And,
Yep.
like, fuck your talking points.
Language, talking points, narratives.
It's all a psyop. This left versus right shit.
It's all
and
a
they
psyop.
do it on purpose. Like, why wouldn't you take care of this properly? Why would you make it more of a dramatic thing by not investigating?
To capitalize on it.
Exactly. They want to drive everybody further apart. So
Divided. That's another thing that I said during this whole thing. As soon as it started kicking off and I saw the division, is I'm like, nobody is going to be able to do anything about this. We're never going to be able to make any headway until the majority of people truly understand the meaning of divide and conquer.
Right.
And what that means.
Right.
And how it's being used on us. If you don't understand what divide and conquer means, and that's a legitimate tactic. That's not just a saying that just people throw around to like conceptualize. No, that's an actual boots on the ground, airwaves, radio, in your face media tactic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tactic. They get you to ionize either left or right. You polarize, then they devise wording, narratives that fit those molds, and then they just echo, freaking change the volume a little bit. This one's a little bit louder. This one's a little bit quieter. This one gets like a dominance feeling, and then they give this one some fire, and then it's just this constant back and forth fighting. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. And like the fact people, you can't see that, it's because you're in the middle of it.
Yeah,
If you
you're
can't
too
see
bought into one or the other.
this from above the target, you are in the danger zone.
And this
you
is
gotta
not
get
like
the
a
fuck
greater
out of
than
it.
thou thing. Like, we're not trying to talk to you from up on
No.
a pedestal. We're talking from you from down in the gutters, and like you're the one that's acting like you're up on a pedestal because you're so far into
I'm
your
coming
side.
to you. I'm coming to you live from my mom's basement.
For
Not
real.
really, but that's funny. So, but I literally, like, I am nobody. I'm not trying to make myself. The only thing that I think that I have any edge is that I can see the illusion.
Yeah.
That's it. But it doesn't really do much for me because I get paralyzed by it a lot, I guess. But it also does give me a lot of freedom in how I move forward with, like, authentic. I could be very authentic, knowing like reality a little bit better and making better choices that could actually help things instead of being ignorant about it all the time, like truly ignorant, and you're just playing into the game. Like,
That's the thing. We all
gotta get some
need
sort of
to
clearance.
be aware of the game. People aren't aware of the game. People think they're living this life and the world is out to help them. And it's like the world is out to take advantage of you. Like all these systems that are in place, they all are now taking advantage of people. Like maybe at one point they were set up for a good reason, but over time people go in, they infiltrate, they manipulate, and it's like the majority of it is bullshit to control you. So we gotta know how to opt out of the game, how to play it so it don't play you. If you gotta play it, if you gotta play it, make sure it don't play you.
It takes a critical. It takes a lot of courage, really, because this stuff will make you face a lot of ugly shit about yourself. It does, and I think that's a really unappealing thing to the general like public of people that are faced with any type of information that could put them into a frame of mind of like zooming out and seeing the whole picture, because it makes you ask questions, like really hard questions about what you would do or what's the right or what's wrong. It makes you ask crazy questions and also confront maybe darker things in yourself that you didn't want to look at, or you wanted to think you're a good person. That's everybody nowadays. Everybody thinks they're a good fucking person. And it's like, you got to get a little bit more critical about what is good and what's bad in this world.
Yeah.
Just because you don't fight anybody, just because you haven't made anyone's nose bleed,
because you're nice,
or because you haven't,
you're nice and you let everybody else do what they want.
One of the best people I know is a badass that has broken so many people's noses. It's insane. Like, you can't make your judgment on that shit. You can't. That's just that's actually what that is that's programming. That's governmental programming to pacify people. Truly, it is. It's to get it so that you don't want to stand up with that pitchfork and that torch and go marching. Because they've pacified you. They've neutered you. So you can't fight in school. You can't do anything of the sort because it's capital punishment type shit.
Right.
Even if it's righteous, even if you like someone punched you first, if you're on camera at school punching someone back, you get in trouble too. You get suspended too. It's bullshit. It's like, he hit me first, I finished it. Like, it's what happens. Nope, not in this world. You raised your fist instead of yelling for your teacher and getting hit 500 more times. You raised your fist and you hit him back. You're suspended. Fuckers. It's that type of shit echoes out into the grander society, and it's also like you get the like New York. With New York, you don't have like the right to shoot somebody if they break into your house.
Right.
You don't even have the right to shoot them.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy shit.
Yeah.
And that type of stuff plays on a subconscious level. You got to be a good citizen. Right. You know, you gotta play the game in order to do the things of life, and the people that do well in that system, they rise to the top. The cream rises to the top, and then you get like leaders of your society that are setting examples of, oh yeah, I wouldn't even punch that guy even if he came. I wouldn't do that because then it just gets me in trouble. I just keep my nose out of everything.
Right.
Keep my head down, boots strapped tight.
Yeah.
I go to work every day.
Yep.
And that's
keep
how I
your
built my
nose
empire.
down. Keep your nose down. Keep going to work, and they're just gonna keep stealing children.
It's such a beta way to live. It really is. It's a beta life, and it just allows controllers to control and sheep to be sheep. It's a great system for people who have money.
That's the feminist agenda, is to empower women and disempower men. And
Yep.
it shows its face in many different ways, and the feminist agenda will hurt feelings because people want to be feminists and stand up for women, and women very much so have every right to be stood up for. Women are abused horrifically and need people to stand up for them. That's what men do.
Yeah.
Men live to stand up for women. So this empowering women to stand up for themselves and disempowering men actually fucks up the whole thing, because then when the men come in to take advantage of the women, there's nobody to stand up for them because the rest of the men are disempowered. So you need...
Well, the women don't want to be stood up for like that. So then you stand up thinking you're doing the right thing, and then the people that you're trying to protect are telling you that you're harming them.
You think
so then it like traumatizes the man, and the man has to like... Yeah, it's crazy. The world is shaping up real weird lately.
I saw a statistic. I don't know how correct it is, but it showed that if women couldn't vote, then the majority of voters would be voting green. So we wouldn't have such a left and right problem. We'd have elected a Green Party member by now if women couldn't vote. They get caught up in the drama.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
It makes sense because they get caught up in the drama more.
It does. Well, and also it's not just the women either. It's like what you were talking about with this feminist movement, how it's kind of it's reshaped society, and it's pushed a lot more of that feminine energy, the undertones, the consciousness really into even men and into like the systems even. So it's underlying all of it. And if the feminist type movement really wasn't as big, maybe we would have voted in a green guy, just in that sheer fact alone. If there was more like balanced reason instead of so high into one side.
Right.
If it was more balanced, who knows what really would have happened.
And just to clarify,
that's crazy. That's a crazy thought experiment.
I'll continue to use the feminism agenda because that's the best term for it. Because if you want to stick up for women as a man, you're not going to say I'm a feminist. You're going to say I'm a man. Because any fucking man is going to stick up for every woman around. If you don't, you're not a fucking man. I see anybody doing anything to any woman, I'm getting involved. I'm going to say, fuck you.
Yep, 100%.
I've done it a couple times.
100%.
So just call yourself a man. That's what men do. Any man that don't do it is not a man. A feminist is not a man. A feminist
you can still believe in women's rights.
Yeah.
And be a man. You don't have to consider yourself a feminist just because you think that women shouldn't get hurt or abused or manipulated or exploited. That doesn't mean you're a feminist because you believe that.
Yeah.
That's so stupid, it's unreal. You can have a good, solid, balanced moral compass without jumping into some hot button side that gets you brownie points with the modern bullshit. You don't have to do that. And I don't know. People don't think for themselves anymore, dude. They join these sides because these sides capitalize on very human and very basic instinct level things. They capture it, brand it, and then use the shit out of it in not great ways. And then you want to be a good person. You're looking for these different places to kind of look to get examples, and all of them are captured. They're all peddling this bullshit, and you jump in, you join it, and then you are just another cog in the wheel of it. It's fucking nuts.
Because people want
Captured
community.
Bullshit.
So they have to jump into a thing.
Freaking wild shit, dude.
So
all right. We did have another topic that we wanted to go in on.
No, we had a lot. We're only 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
We got similarly to the Super Bowl. Actually, still on the topic of the Super Bowl. The crowd was arranged into a rainbow, so that's touching on the gay agenda too. Just keep pushing that hard. But yeah. I want to say again,
I saw a video.
One or the other. Kid Rock's was terrible as well.
Yeah, fuck both of them, dude. Fuck both of them, honestly. Like, all it is, it's Coliseum. It's bread and circus.
Yeah, give them bread and circus, and they won't revolt. We were ready to revolt.
And they will not take you over.
We were literally ready to revolt, and they're like, "Here, go to the circus. Here's some bread."
Yeah.
And then
fucking crazy, dude.
The Winter Olympics, I'm gonna throw a picture up right here. They had the opening ceremony where they light the torch, and Tommy was saying, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw the pictures. The torch has this ball around it that expands like those toys you have when you're a kid. It's like a small circle or a small ball, and it expands into a big ball, and it opens up
geometrically.
Yeah. And they light the torch, and this thing expands, and it's got a lit up upside down pentagram, the upside down star.
That was
circle.
On TV,
and it's on fire, and it's red, and they got fireworks going off behind it, and it's red, and it's in front of this archway with the 3 arches, and it's got what did you say the couple underneath symbolizes, Tommy?
Yeah, it's the man and woman union. It's
There's
like
a man and a woman statue
feminine
underneath.
and masculine combined.
Yeah,
like they're holding hands underneath. No, not even a statue. Those are 2 athletes.
Oh,
those are 2 athletes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they're underneath. They're holding hands, and they light the torch. And then that torch went up, and it expanded. And then the lights. They have lights on it. And what's weird is they're almost like projector lights. There's probably a combination of projected light onto the sphere and like lights built into it, like LEDs or some shit. But when it was rising up and you're looking at it, I mean, dude, they're standing away. You get the whole picture. The 3 arches, the picture's up on the screen now. Dave's going to have that up there for you. As you're standing back, you get a clear pentagram. There's a lot of different shapes that could be derived from it, but what's crazy is that on TV and even in this picture, they chose to have it showing a pentagram.
Right.
Because it could show multiple different shapes. It could show the Star of David, a 6-pointed star. It could show an right side up star, like you would like a child would draw, the little stick star that you learn to draw when you're in school. It could have showed that. But it didn't. The thing that they showed was an inverted fucking Satan pentagram, dog.
Yep.
Like, and then the red backlighting, those fireworks that are bursting off to the side, like the
wings.
Symbolism of all of that is nuts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like wings. That fire in the middle too of that sphere is like it's like a portal, man. It gives like portal vibes. And then when that sphere was closed, it looked like an evil eye. It looked like the eye of Satan because it was dark in the middle. And then, like all of those lines, literally, bro, literally the eye of Sauron. Like it had the yellows and the reds. It was wild. It was wild. The Olympics, I mean, as we all know, I mean, I guess I can't say that because a lot of people aren't on the same page.
Seems like people just don't know this.
I feel like I'm in good. I feel like I'm in similar company, Tommy, but there could be people
how often
joining
do you
that
think of the
not
Holy
similar
Roman
company.
Empire? How many times a day? Remember that
Quite
joke?
often.
Remember that joke? How many times a day do you think of the Holy
Not
Roman
just
Empire?
the Holy Roman Empire. It's not just the Holy Roman. It's all the Roman Empire.
The ancient Roman,
like, just Roman general.
But like,
I think about it quite often.
We know the Olympics are tied all the way, like the traditions of the Olympics, this torch lighting ceremony, that's like a pagan thing. That's an ancient Roman thing. You know, we didn't just come up with that willy-nilly. Like, that is a tribute to a god. You know, that is a ceremony.
Yep.
So,
do you remember the last Olympics that happened?
No, what happened?
The last Olympics that happened, I'm trying to remember, was it France that it happened? I think it was in France. They had, dude, this was nuts. The parade that they had and the whole setup, it was like blue people, like almost like Nephilim style. And it was portraying Dionysus. Like, that was the official talk. Was portraying Dionysus.
The intro ceremony.
Freaking god of...
Yeah, it was French.
Or was it Bacchus?
It was French. No, you're right. It was Dionysus. It was French. And this goes back to all these French artists being weird, creepy, satanic pedos, because it was all like cross-dressy. It was all like tranny support.
Yeah, super.
And
massive.
The gay agenda. Nuts. That's the gay agenda. Pushing it in your face, and they'll deny it up and down, but they emulated the Last Supper, Jesus Christ, and they put a tranny in the place
and they
of
mocked
Jesus.
it.
Yeah,
dude, that shit was insane. And then during that Olympics too was when we got the huge fight that happened between. It was another divisive tool for the trannies versus the tranny supporters. Yeah. I shouldn't say this, transsexual supporters and non-transsexual supporters, and there were swimmers and transsexuals freaking competing against like women that were like men inherently, and this caused a huge societal debate on this shit.
Yeah,
huge.
It drove people.
It was another division tool,
and it's like
it was another one.
When we created the sports, there was no problem having separate divisions. We understood why we needed to separate the men from the women, you know? And so now this comes up, and it should make sense that either they stay in the divisions that they're in, they scale into the divisions they're supposed to be in, or you make a different division. You can't just have people switch in sexual divisions they're playing for willy-nilly and wrecking shit because you've been a man for 40 years and now you're a woman. Like, it
ruins like the records. It ruins all the metrics that have been gathered over hundreds of years. Like,
it's just
ruins everything.
Not to mention, we have tons of videos and stories of coaches, family members, all sorts of transitioning adult males to women that would be in young female changing rooms and sports teams and being creeps on young girls.
Yep.
So let's keep them out of the sports they're not supposed to be in.
The Olympics was wild, dude. That it's so weird how, especially like lately, it's been being used as one of those bread and circus tools where it has like a highly inflammatory thing, and but it's the thing that they're trying to push. They're trying to push this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they make it the center focus. They make it the centerpiece of the Olympics, not the actual athletes. It's never about the athletes anymore. Right. They get paid dog shit, by the way. Like, unless you're like a U.S. gold medal winning in like the main sport, then you may take home some money. But anyone else in some of these other sports, dude, they make nothing. Like nothing. They practice their whole lives for this shit. And it's supposed to be about the athletes. And it's not anymore. It's about these bullshit freaking narratives, this propaganda that's being pushed.
And speaking of the athletes, I've heard that the athletes, while they're attending the Olympics, you're there for an extended period of time, everybody's all sharing the same hotels, you've got all these supreme athletes all in the same area at the same time. They got like Olympic Village, I think, sometimes, where it's like, the whole town nearby or wherever specific area you're going to. So like, they're all hot, they're all in super good shape, they're all fucking like rabbits, And I think that might tie back a little bit to that ceremony that you do in the beginning all the time, where it's like, all right, we're gonna like put forth these people. These are our contestants. These are the games, and then the contestants act in a certain manner, and then just coincidentally, you end up with a bunch of pregnancies and a bunch of athletes that don't want babies. They want to keep being athletes, so then you have a bunch of abortions and sacrifices. It's just too coincidental for me. I put too many things together.
Yeah, it's huge, like, ceremony. It really is. No, dude, this is an overarching thing. Like, it may not be so blatantly obvious. It might be something that you kind of have to read into more, like connect dots and to see. But the fact of the matter is that all of that stuff happens. Everything you just spoke of, it happens, and it's very prevalent. And it's, if you have a different lens of looking at it instead of the way they're trying to get you to look at it.
Right.
If you look at it from your own mind with your own understanding of how the world really works and how these things, what they mean, how they matter, then you'll see weird shit, crazy connections. That's how conspiracy theorists called this shit decades ago.
Right.
Is because they used that same mind. They didn't follow what the name of the day, the story of the day was. They saw the story of the day and they're like, I'm seeing connections with other things that are kind of nuts, and my worldview isn't the same as everybody else's, so I'm kind of able to see these connections and put together like a solid theory that 20 years later ends up becoming true.
Right.
Alex Jones style.
I just pose it in such a way so it doesn't sound so tinfoil hat and people can digest it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Speaking of Alex Jones, of course, Alex Jones has been calling it this whole time, and now that he's right, he's quiet. He seems to be bought out by the small hats.
He's been right so many times, though, dude. It's like,
he's been right so many times.
At some point, you're just like, yeah.
But it seems like the small hats got to him. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, it's so weird. He had like this huge transformation. He was like an alcoholic.
People were saying that he's not the same guy.
Yeah, and then he stepped away for like a good while. And
speaking of not the same guy.
What do we got?
Fuck Alex Jones. The Epstein files say Biden got killed in 2019 by a firing squad, like we all said.
Yeah.
We all told you Biden got killed in 2019 by a firing squad. And it says it in the Epstein files that the Biden we've all been seeing was a man in a mask. It literally says he was in a mask. And that's what we were all saying. We were saying Biden was wearing a mask.
If you look at any old pictures of Joe Biden,
or videos,
and even some of the more like kind of not super old ones where he's like young, but even some of the other ones when he was like with Obama.
Yeah.
If you look at those pictures of him, and then that's only like 4 to like 8 years before these next set of photos come out while he's like doing the president runs and shit. It's not the same human.
Yeah, you don't go from
They're not the same at all. Their noses are different. Their ears are different. Their heights are different.
Yeah.
Their heights are different.
Yeah, you don't go from this
Joe Biden
to this.
Didn't shrink like normal fucking old people do. He got fucking taller. He was Nephilim Joe Biden. Freaking crazy. Unbelievable. And then there's so many Nephilim Joe Biden, dude.
Some people thought it was Jim Carrey.
Like Q drops and shit. Yep, there was a time where people were theorizing Jim Carrey. That was, I don't know, dude. People are fucking nuts. It could be true. I don't know. Right. Jim Carrey is supposedly some sort of head priest for the Temple of Satan. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a theory. I don't know where I heard it from. I can't remember. But that is a theory about Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That he like does the whole like trying to act all new agey and like spiritual and like he's revealing stuff. But it's actually because he's the head of the Satanic Temple, so it's like it's part of his thing to do that. Yeah. He's got to deceive.
Right.
Yes. He has the clearance to doing the thing.
Right.
And I don't know how true that is. I would not put it past any of it. The Joe Biden thing is unbelievably insane because there's so many levels to what that could mean. It's wild. If he did get killed in 2019 if that did happen, there's some other things that brings to the forefront.
Yeah.
Number one being Q. The drops and everything that was going on with Q, they were talking about stuff like that. They were talking about arrests are being made, that trust the plan, good guys are in control. They were doing this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was in my understanding currently, the way I sit with the whole Q time, is it was a operation. I listen to another podcast and he goes into it sometimes. The Tinfoil Hat podcast. He calls Q Operation Trust.
Right.
And I have to kind of agree with him, because what it did is it got a good section of like the right, which they're more like go-getters when it comes to like doing shit with the government, at least through official channels or like military wise or like things of that nature. And it got a bunch of them to hop on board with this idea of trust the plan, that white hats are in control, that General Flynn's out there rounding up all these pedophiles, Hillary Clinton, frickin' all of these different people, and that they were all being tried in Guantanamo Bay. Like, there's this whole thing that was going on with that. Now, parts of that were definitely true, because it was kind of nuts how information was getting dropped beforehand, like way in advance of like certain things that would happen like on TV. Like there was going to be like some State of the Union address, and somebody Q said, "Watch for this thing." And then next thing you know, Trump did this certain gesture at the State of the Union, and it was like a nod to that Q drop, and like all sorts of shit just like that, like predictive,
Yeah.
So it gets people on sync with it. But then it's really all it did was it pacified everybody into thinking there is shit going on behind the scenes. The good guys are in control. We're clearing the swamp. We're doing this thing. And really, did that happen? Is my question. And I don't know, truly. If Biden did get frickin' firing squad in 2019, that leads me to feeling like, okay, maybe there is some credibility to this. Maybe there is another faction fighting for control of the government in secret. I don't know, maybe, because of the way shit's like rigged, you can't really do it publicly. You'll just get fucking knocked off track.
Yeah, no.
Too much power, too much money, too many eyes.
The way things have been playing out, it certainly seems like the Biden years were like part of the dividing people. It was like,
oh yeah,
it was to handle the backlash of COVID. All the COVID shit gets blamed on Biden. All the immigration, it's to let in all the immigrants. It's to push forward the gay agenda. It accomplished a lot of things. So that was totally intentional.
China.
Yeah, China.
A lot of offshoring and like giving us like a lot of like Chinese laws, pretty much, like they're modeling us after their system. Like there was a push for like the ID and stuff, like what is that called, digital IDs and
CBDCs,
all sorts of stuff.
Central bank digital currencies.
That's happening now.
Yeah,
that's happening now. Just watch out for XRP, folks.
Yeah,
that one was called a long time ago, and it's crazy because it's actually coming true right in front of our eyes.
Speaking of,
that's going to be the Federal Reserve's freaking currency that they end up using.
I just
for
want to touch
for
on
the United
this
States
real quick. We got a lot of hype recently about stocks going down, gold going down, the stock market's going down, Bitcoin's going down. So I'm looking into it before the episode because I want to talk about it, and most things are doing pretty fine. It seems like a scare tactic. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not a stock trader, but I do try to pay attention to these things a little bit more. So like, here, let me share my screen real quick.
I kind of go into this stuff a little bit more. I got into it heavy
So
like about 5 years ago now.
this is Bitcoin for the last month. Bitcoin shit the bed hard. Bitcoin was up near almost 100K. It was up over 100K
Yeah.
before this. But it was up around 100K and it fucking as low as 64.
Yep.
And it's still going to keep going down.
Go to the 1 year chart.
Oh, I can't change this. This is just a screenshot.
Oh crap! I was gonna do a little bit of technical analysis with you, to show people some stuff with it. So that Bitcoin thing, it lines up with the halving cycle, though. You know,
Right.
if you know about Bitcoin, the way that it's made, the way that it functions, it has these halving cycles. You mine for Bitcoin, and you do that through a computer. And after you unlock so many Bitcoin, it stops. You can only unlock a certain amount per halving cycle. And it'll cap out at 1 million Bitcoin or 100 million Bitcoin, something like that. I forget the like numbers of this shit, but I understand how it works. So it caps out in the future. There will be X amount of Bitcoin ever in circulation. And right now we're mining it. We're mining it, and that helps to set the price. And it sets demand and supply and demand. So every 4 years there's a halving cycle. And every time that we hit a halving cycle, we get a bull run, and Bitcoin flies. It usually flies up like crazy in price. And then after that bull run, which usually lasts about a year, you get a sharp decline, but it usually rests above the previous lows of the last cycle. So last cycle, let's say during that halving cycle, Bitcoin went up to 20 grand. And then it came back down and it settled at 7. But before that, it was at like maybe 1,000. So you hit this plateau. Then the next 4 year cycle comes along and it goes from 7 grand, because it usually stays around that level for like 4 years, slight variation. And then at that 4 years, it'll go up, and it'll go up to like, it has to break a previous all-time high. So if it was 20 grand, it's going to go up to like 60, 70, maybe even 80 grand. It might peak up. Then it's going to crash back down, and it's going to settle in another area of like 30 grand, 40 grand. And that's just what happens. It's so reliable. You can look at the chart, and every time it happens, it's the same song and dance. That's why there's so many Bitcoin and like crypto billionaires, because they follow these cycles, and they trade it, and they get freaking cash. They get paid because they just run these cycles. They're changing up now because of how public Bitcoin has become. With how public crypto has become, institutional money is starting to get in. It's not just retail. It's not just like people like me and you. It
It
you
shit
got
the
Warren
bed
Buffett.
because it came out in the Epstein files that he had a huge
Yes.
hand in creating Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, so that's another thing too. That is a huge thing. That could fuck up Bitcoin forever. I don't think it will, but it could.
Well,
It absolutely could.
makes me feel like we need to fucking opt out of Bitcoin, because it seems like it's a Mossad fucking somehow a Mossad agent in control.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, what it's that usherance of a digital currency. They want that shit. They want to phase out the old world. They want to phase out the old, in with the new. And
this is
digital
the
currencies
standard.
are trackable.
This is the standard gold. You can opt out of the system.
We got gold up here.
You can opt out of the system and use gold. So everybody was saying
Dude,
gold went down, silver
is
went down.
Exactly 5,000.
Silver, well, I don't know. Oh yeah, 5,010 cents. That's
Silver's chart looks bloody.
Yeah, silver did go down, but gold shat the bed right here, and then it's going back up. Gold, I think,
Yeah, it's correcting.
Is like death proof. It's slow and steady, but it wins the fucking race, man.
1,000%. That is the best way to kind of understand it. Because, like, if you think about the example I just gave with Bitcoin, gold is the same thing. That's what Bitcoin was supposed to be kind of modeled after. It was considered digital gold
Yeah.
because it was supposed to hedge against inflation and hedge against market crashes. Even though it doesn't now, because institutional money has gotten so deep into it that it correlates a lot with the stocks, and it correlates a lot with other things that it shouldn't. It's supposed to be a hedge against it.
Well, any large
But
investor
gold,
can control it. You know, who knows how much
yes,
money
yes,
BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard together own in
yes.
Bitcoin. So at any point in time, they can pull out and just change the entire value.
Done, dude. And that fear will drive the market. So
Yeah.
if a bunch of little guys or even medium fish, they start seeing that price is dipping like 10-15% and it doesn't look like it's going to recover, and that's just a planned drop by the fucking institutional billions of
Or
dollars
they've
that are
put
in
their
there.
faith in it, so they put more money in, thinking it's going to go back up because they have such faith in Bitcoin. So they put more money in,
Yeah.
and then the big fish take the rest of their money out, and now everybody's fucked. Even more fucked.
Yeah, that's called the
My,
rug pull, dog.
my language.
That's called a rug pull.
Yeah, right. So,
My language.
yeah, I'm upset with everybody for falling for the act, because we were literally taught in school that, you know, while Rome was falling, they continued to put on the shows at the Colosseum for as long as they possibly could to distract their citizens that their government was failing hardcore. Everybody just fell right into that same hand. Like, and
Yep.
and we got hit 2 times. We got the Winter Olympics, modeled after the Roman Games. We've got the Super Bowl, modeled after the Roman Games. And y'all are just like, Circus and Brad, motherfuckers, forget the Epstein list. Let's talk about immigration. Like, everybody's missing the point. It's not about it. It's all created. It's bigger than that. Even the Epstein shit, it's so much bigger than that. Even Trump being liable, it's bigger than that. Clinton, like all these people, all the celebrities, it's bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. The real matter of the fact is that Satan has tendrils in everything. And if you don't go with God, you're going to fall victim to his will. And you don't want to follow his will. You want to follow good, right? You want to be a good person. You want to follow goodwill. Well, the most good is God. So that's all you can do. I think we should skip the Molt book topic. I don't know. We're at an hour 18. I want to talk about... Maybe we can go over it. I want to talk about Pam Bondi shit real quick, because I feel like that ties more into this episode.
Yeah, let's get into that. Yeah, let's get into that.
So, Pam Bondi was in front of Congress recently, and what a fucking dog wash. Like,
shit show, dude.
This bitch sounds like a stupid teenager up there in front of Congress, and, you know, some of them sound just as idiotic. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
It is very clear that it's all a show. And that's not to say that it's got one director at the top telling everybody what to do, but certainly everybody is putting on an act and playing their part. And that part seems to just be toe the line. And, you know, where the orders are coming from is unclear, but
money.
It was said
money is where the orders come from.
Right. It was said way too many times during the hearing that this side of the aisle, that side of the aisle. So the whole show divides people farther into political ideals, when really the matters at hand, again, anybody can agree what should and shouldn't be happening. Like, it seems too easy, the answers and the solutions to these questions that are being posed, and the people that run your country are up here for 4 fucking hours just arguing about it. No solutions, no answers, just fucking babies arguing on TV and acting like that's supposed to be a solution
shit
for
at
us,
each
the
other.
people. Oh, we had a hearing, we talked about it, you know, each of us had 5 minutes each. She's got 30 seconds to talk about it. Go, quick. The whole thing is just, it's just them asking pointed questions that are covered in accusations. So then instead of answering the question, she wants to deflect and say, oh, well, the Biden years, you guys all had a chance to do X, Y, Z. How come you didn't do it? So she's pointing her finger right back as they're pointing their finger. And it's like, really, there needs to be an answer to the question, why were the Epstein files released in a matter where, though, you know, the law, the order was that 6 million are released, we got 3 million. The victims' names were ordered to be redacted. They were not. Many victims' names were missed and released. The, again, I lost the fucking word. The terrible, horrible, no good, very bad people.
Perpetrator.
The perpetrators should have been made public. They were not. They were all redacted. It seems very much that Trump was redacted, and he should not have been. Trump's associates were redacted. They should not have been. Somebody had found a good way to prove that Trump was redacted, and it was by, other ways that he would be referred to. So, like, Don T. You know, if you're typing shorthand, you might call Donald Trump Don T, like Don space T. Well, it found a redaction because they're, like, just auto-redacting shit because they've got 6 million files to go through. It was 500 people, 6 million files to release, and they had a month to do it. So, yeah, they blundered. They're, like, auto-redacting words. And so they're like, all right, Don T needs to be redacted so nobody can infer Donald Trump. Well, one of the sentences, it was don't. It was just don't, missing a comma. And it had a space instead. And so it's clear that they're blurring out Don T.
Redacting Don T.
Yeah. So Donald Trump is in there more than what you're seeing, right? Like,
yep.
But no, she doesn't want to answer for it. She wants to point her finger at Biden. And, like, that's totally valid. You know, this information has been in the hands of the DOJ for
a long time.
8 years, 14, 12 years. How long has it been? I'm going to put the number up here.
A long time.
But
a long time.
Too fucking long, you know? Like, why hasn't anybody done anything about it? Now it's being done in this fashion is wrong. So, like, she says, why aren't we holding anybody accountable? Well, how come you guys didn't hold anybody accountable? There was... Like, I don't know. It's
shit show shit, dude.
It's goofy.
Shit show shit.
And so, like, I watched 4 hours... Well, no, I didn't get all the way through. I probably watched 3 hours of the 4 hours so I could come here with, like, something to say about it. Like, dude, it's just nonsense. And it reminds me of, like, there's honestly nothing good to say about it. Nothing is resolved. Like, there's some good clips. You'll see them going viral, you know. But really, all it showed that Pam Bondi doesn't care about the Epstein files. The right doesn't care about the Epstein files, and they're going to keep, like, circle jerking each other. And I don't know. It almost seems like the left is using it as a tool to get the right, but they don't actually care either because they're too busy. They're too busy slandering to actually just ask a question and get an answer. So it's really fucking weird.
It's because both parties are implicated. So the way that they're going at it isn't going to be in any type of productive way. Exactly. It's going to be in a way that makes it kind of arduous, and it's going to be like having to trudge through bullshit and mud and boring conferences and hearings and pointed arguments that literally sound like children. It's going to be that, because then people tune out. They tune out, they drop out, and it doesn't have as much attention. It doesn't have as much critical attention and focus. Like, critical thinking leaves the chat when all this emotion and bullshittery comes into play. It just allows them to kind of take their time with it and redact more or scrub completely whole shits, and to kind of guide it in the way that they need it to be guided so that they get the outcome that is desired. The outcome of this is very skewed. I'm not too sure what the true outcome of this is supposed to be. There's a part of me that feels like it's supposed to be a burning of the old guard because we're trying to move into this new world order. And this old guard had this way of operating. This isn't anything new. All right. These Epstein files and what they reveal, this is not a new structure, a new power structure that's been just created in the past like 50 years, even. This is something that's been going on for such an incredibly long time.
All of time.
And it's been so established. Yes. And so to move on to this next phase of the world, this new world order, they've got to kind of burn certain structures down to make room for the new. And they've got all the plans. They got this Palantir shit. They've got freaking Amazon. We saw a Super Bowl commercial tying that back in. Super Bowl commercial for an Amazon service where they can find your lost dog using the Ring doorbell cameras and AI. So all of those Ring doorbells are all mesh networked together through Amazon. They're all hosted on the same network.
Like that
and
tech
Amazon,
Batman made in the third installment of Batman, and everybody agreed that that was morally wrong.
Yes.
Even Batman. But, you know, we're going to do it now.
Now that's what we're implicating. We're doing that now to find your lost dog. That is the entry. People will sign up for it, especially people in suburban areas with small children that are left-leaning. They are going to sign up for that so fast, and it's going to get rolled out, and it's going to get normalized, and then what's going to happen is law enforcement is going to accidentally stumble upon a lead, or they're going to solve a very key case. There's going to be a key case out there, some crazy serial killer or some shit, and it's going to be a nationwide thing. And then they're going to stumble upon a solution through this mesh network Ring doorbell camera app that has been out there, and then they're going to disclose that, and they're going to be like, oh, well, now we want to use this in fighting real crime against people, even though it is like constitutionally fucked up, and they're going to do it.
Yep.
It's another normalization tactic.
But you
know
that's what
this
didn't
is all
do? Surprisingly, what would make a lot of sense, especially after the release of the Epstein files, they should have advertised, hey, we could use it to help find missing children. You know, millions of children go missing every year. Let's use these Ring doorbell cameras to find missing children. But no, don't advertise that, because actually when people go to
find
Ring,
a lost dog.
Yeah, when people go to Ring to look for missing children, Ring's not very helpful.
Yeah, that says a lot too. It says a lot.
So I pulled this up a long time ago. If you think Bezos isn't freaking
implicated,
you were talking about...
He's got to be implicated in that shit.
This all gives him time to make more redactions. I had found a redaction within the files, so I'm going to see if I can share my screen one more time. Shit. There we go. Shit. All right, so this is the one that has been going pretty viral. It says, oh, fuck, I'm going to lose this every time I try to read it, huh? We're going to lose visual.
Okay.
We're going to lose our camera for a second while I read it, so I'm just going to crop it in post. Excuse me. So, this is Wednesday, August 28th, 2019, 1:08 p.m. Forwarded from interview of purported Epstein victim. So this is a oh, sorry, I gotta zoom out more. From and to are redacted. It's a forward of interview of proposed Epstein victim. Wednesday, 28th, August 2019. Importance normal. So let's not escalate this at all. This is just regular importance. Inline image. So there's an image attached, which we didn't get. It says, thanks. I didn't realize Bush raped him too. Highlighted. That's the first
Crazy.
thing. SSA blanked out. FBI New York. So it seems like this first one, this is a police report. I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on his yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. he was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar, but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. He was also raped by George Bush I. Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who is the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in bad light. Moore has a criminal record as a result of an FBI investigation. So that's there. This isn't even worth looking into because Michael Moore makes conspiracy stuff. Let me know if you want to discuss the former FBI agent that called this into the head office. Thanks.
Well, the scarring, too, that's kind of weird, though, with the scarring on the feet not being present even after being cut with a scimitar.
So, right, you would think, like, that could be some bullshit, you know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But you go to look for this file in the Epstein list, it's gone. They got rid of it.
They scrubbed it?
They scrubbed it. So I went to...
You know what's awesome, though, bro, is that
this...
people already predicted that was going to happen.
Yeah. And they saved it.
And there are people and resources out there where you can get all of them. Yes.
Yeah, they saved everything. So
massive.
It's probably already in Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
That Minecraft library that I was talking about. So this was something that I had seen a video of on Facebook, and I went looking for it. And I was already digging through the DOJ files, so I just start looking for words that I was reading within the file that I thought would be specific enough, keywords enough that it would pull small results and I'd be able to find it. Well, I was getting, hits at like 11 results, 12 results. So I'm like going through all of them, trying to find this file, and it's not popping up no matter what or how specific I get. And so I'm looking for it through the Google machine, and I get to the Snopes art. Like everybody else, most of the main outlets are like, like they're not addressing these topics seriously. They're just like beating around the bushes. Snopes is like, oh, this article, people are freaking out because this one is talking about them eating child feces. So like Snopes is trying to explain that like the FBI didn't look into it because this guy's bullshit. But they reference the article by its exact title. So I click the link, and it leads me to a dead link. So I highlight and copy the name of the article, and I go to their search bar, and I put it in, and it's nothing. So Snopes has the picture. I got the picture from Snopes. It's not like Snopes made it up. Like, why was it scrubbed?
It's just being scrubbed.
Yeah, why was it scrubbed? Why was it removed? I searched every word that would have led me to it, and Snopes had the exact link to it, and it's just gone. So, seems like...
Even if it's bullshit, even if it is bullshit, like, why are you scrubbing that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be scrubbing that. That's scrubbed from the internet.
Yeah.
That's not just scrubbed from some government agency, like, website that hosts it. No, that's scrubbed from the internet.
Yeah.
Like, what, dog?
Like, it better... is it going to come back out with different redactions when you release the other 3 million? And, like, how many other files have been redacted again?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And what is truly fantastic is the schizos out there that have hard drive space.
Yeah, right.
That have foresight.
Yeah.
That think of this shit beforehand, and they're like, I'm saving this.
Yeah.
I'm saving this. And they save it. And then they have the archive. They have the actual archive of the uninterrupted thing. Now, what would suck is if the fucking FBI busted out some of their crazy Pegasus tech and they were able to fucking get into everybody's phones and everybody's hard drives and wipe even the shit off their hard drives. That would be fucking nuts. Right. They do have that technology, by the way. But they just don't use it all the time because it's fucking... That's like a nuke nowadays. But yeah, dude, you got to be thankful for the schizos, man. The foresight, because that shit will be out there and available still,
Yeah.
which is fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
you'll be able
Got to
to
keep
find it
tabs of this shit.
And that's why they got to burn the internet down. So we don't have that sort of information. Like you were saying, like...
Yeah, the Internet 2.0 is
like,
going to suck.
Internet's first iteration is too much of a liability for them because we're going to have this database. So they need to build Internet 2.0, destroy Internet 1.0, and then they have full control over the Internet.
Yep.
So yeah, these things were brought
weird.
up at the Pam Bondi hearing. Like that specific email, I'm pretty sure was referenced, and similar ones were brought up. And they're asking, why aren't these specific people investigated? Like they're not redacted. This clearly is a crime. This person should be investigated. They're not being investigated. What the fuck? Yeah, no, it's all bullshit, Tommy. And, there's not really much we can do about it. Except for go to DOJ. We're going to show you. This is where we're going to show you.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. So this is all you got to do. And it's I wouldn't say fun. It's interesting. Oh, wait. I'm going to lose everything again.
In your spare time.
Okay. All right, never mind. Tommy's going to share his screen. Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
So we go here,
Okay,
and I'm at
never mind.
DOJ/Epstein.
Yep.
What?
That first link right there. Or scroll down the second link.
Yeah. U.S. Department of Justice. I am not a robot. Epstein Library. Are you 18? So you need to do an age of consent. You have to be 18 years or older, even though I think you can lie. Thank you for verifying your age.
So
Already noticed. Search full Epstein Library.
And just start thinking of keywords.
So you can type in keywords. Pizza.
Oh, there's a lot of pizza because they just talk about getting pizza all the fucking time.
Okay, 820 results. Let's check the first one. Subject: pizza amor. Pizza love. Pizza amor. Thomas.com. What? It gives a site. Mr. Epstein would like to see the menu of the pizza place. Look at that, dude. The C is replaced with an equal.
It's because they's always typing on a BlackBerry, and the equal button's right there. You'll see that a lot throughout all the files. So we're not going to go through a bunch here, but
We'll go to number 10.
I say Tommy might actually look through a few. But you'll get sucked in.
This is interesting.
And you might find some interesting stuff. And it's worth a look. I say it's the most important topic right now.
Why are there so many redacted names talking about a pizza, frickin' Patsy's Pizza on 61 West 74th Street off Columbus?
Because it would have, if it was just a pizza
told
place,
they can
it
get
would have
pizza
just
ready
been
in
an
15
innocent
minutes.
bystander that works at the pizza place. They don't want to just let people that aren't involved with anything be slandered all over the internet. Because now tinfoil hat people like us are going to say, oh, anybody that's on a file that says pizza, they're pedos. And that's not right. You can't actually do that. But there's files that are 100% implicating people. It's not just crazy conspiracy woo-woo shit. So
Look at this.
What?
Alert. Feeney asking about a pizza party this weekend.
Bro, you see shit
2016. Feeney asking about a pizza party this weekend.
Yeah, you see shit like his petty cash logs. There's like pizza for like $12.95 several times a day, right? And then you see pizza $3,000, $4,000, $7,000 for pizza. It's like what kind of pizza parties we having, buddy?
Yeah,
I
literally.
don't know. They're an interesting
So this
look.
one says, "Hi Ben,
We're-
great game today. Wanted to check and see if you might be available for a pizza party next Saturday after the friendly Darien game we are having."
Yeah.
Huh.
We can't keep going through them. They're endless, and
I know, dude. I can't help it. I'm not a robot. Fucking pizza parties, bro.
Yeah, this is the Epstein stode. Epstein. Epstein.
Episode. The Jeffy episode.
I don't know, man. We could really go on forever. Really, the point.
Truly, we could. This
is
the
who did
the
he
deep
work
dark.
for? You know, who does he get his money from? You want to say, oh, Trump, Clinton, who do they get their money from? Like, who do these people work for? You know, a lot of the time
This is
to be
a
the small
network.
hats.
This is not.
A lot of the time it's clearly Satan.
Yeah. This network,
Rothschilds.
it's so pervasive and it's secretive. It's so. Oh yeah, Rothschilds were brought up.
Yeah.
Dude, named. They were named.
Yeah.
Like the DOJ didn't leave them out.
No, I found a few Rothschilds in there.
Crazy.
So, there's the idea that, like, Trump released him because he was only releasing what didn't incriminate him, but it incriminated the left and it incriminated Israel, which is in his favor. Can you?
Well, this stuff is not for, first of all, the faint of heart. So if you do decide to go diving into these Epstein files, put on some armor first, and whatever. If you find, this is something that I think is kind of critical that could help.
It's
this
broken
could be like
my
a little
brain
bit of an effort to help.
Going into
if
it
you
and talking
find
about
something,
it, like, it's been damaging. So go into it with armor. Go into it prepared.
Oh yeah.
But definitely go into it,
yes.
because ignoring it is as bad as enabling it,
If you find anything that is something that you think you might have stumbled upon that maybe other people aren't sharing right now, it might be something wild. If it does implicate directly or otherwise, anybody in power right now, or anybody that you think that should be public. I think that's something that could be a huge thing we should be doing right now as just people. Is like, go through these files and do your typical search, go for keywords, whatever. If you stumble upon something, post that shit.
Yeah.
Take a screenshot, post it, say what you think, and keep this shit alive. Because they're going to try to get this trauma frickin' bagged so that people frickin' don't talk about it. They want to move on from it. Don't let them. Keep this in the public eye. Keep this circulating. And whenever you find something, point it out. Point it out. If you want to send it to us, you can send it to us. I don't know exactly where or how. If you want to comment
Shepherd's
to us,
Pie
and we
Google.
can find a way to. Right there. There you go. You'll be able to email us with your findings. And yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I would definitely show anything that seemed like it was upside down. There we go. Whoop. Yeah, so send in any submissions you got for crazy files, and we'll read them off and see what we can find corresponding with it. Because this is probably one of the bigger things that's happened in like a lot of our lifetimes. As millennials, at least, we've gone through a lot of them. Admittedly, we've gone through 9/11, we've gone through COVID, we've gone through the 2008 housing market crash, we've gone through Epstein and Epstein file drops. We're about to go through World War III, and the rapture and the tribulation. We're about to go through it all. Millennials are new.
And it's
We're
not just that we've had to experience
from
all
birth.
those things. It's that every time those things happen, everybody's fighting about it too. Nobody can come together about things.
Yeah, that's another thing I also would like to advocate for in this closing is it's so easy to get emotional about this and say some dumb shit because you may even be right, but still people are saying dumb shit and it's not helping. We don't want to sow more division.
Right.
We see what's happening. It's divide and conquer. What we got to do is we got to try and bridge them gaps. If you're going to make a comment on somebody's dumb shit, try not to be super combative about it. Try to be more informative. Maybe try to find that common ground and show what you know or show what you think or feel and try to help people along. If they don't like it, whatever. Move on to the next. Also, don't dismiss your family for this type of shit. If it's too much of a hot button topic with your family, like certain things, leave it the fuck alone. It's never worth ruining your family over dumb fucking politics and theater. It's not worth it. Put on your armor. Get into your book a little bit. We're going to be doing a Bible read here shortly. We got to get back into a couple of them. Tune into our Bible reads where we talk about the good word and the good news. We got some good stuff coming out with that. This whole thing points directly to this good versus evil, God versus Satan, the biblical narrative. It is a complete tie.
It's undeniable.
To showing its authenticity. That's kind of what I think is the most, if you could derive any type of beautiful thing or good from this evil, that's it. It points to it.
Yeah.
It points to it in such an obvious and loud way that it's kind of undeniable. If you're denying it, you're trapped, and I feel sorry. And I hope to God that you get the wisdom and discernment that is needed to not be a victim and not be caught up in Satan's games, get caught up in the bullshit that's going on that's sowing division and hatred in people's hearts. If you want to have hatred, you got to have it at the right place. You shouldn't have hatred as a good Christian, but I mean, if you're going to have any type of hatred, it should be going towards the right place. It shouldn't be going towards your fellow man, especially the ones captured by really smart, very well-funded, resourceful, powerful, evil fuckers. Because they're powerful, evil fuckers for a reason. They're good at what they do, and they've captured a shitload of people. You can't hate people for being captured. Hate the players.
Yeah.
Hate the players that are causing this shit. It's not your fellow man. Your fellow man is captured.
Yeah.
It is the power structure. It is the evil cabal.
And
it is Satan himself.
Even a lot of members of that
within
power
yourself.
structure are innocent in that they've just been deceived. They know not what they do.
They don't even know truly what they are doing.
Yeah, there's only a small handful
That's a
of
fact,
them
Dave.
fuckers that are actually knowledgeable of what's going on, and other people are playing the part unwittingly.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not here to judge. We're not allowed to judge. You judge people, God's going to judge you just as hard as you judge people. So we're not here to judge.
Yep.
But that those people that aren't, they're committing the evil acts, but they're not actually knowledgeable of the evil acts. That's why they're worthy of forgiveness and no judgment, is because they don't know. The ones that are wittingly doing it, they're worthy of God's wrath, and He says so. It's not us to judge, but we can be happy knowing that He will come and do what He needs to do. Yeah.
Yep. That is kind of the thing that is sorely lacking in the world. A lot of people astray with this all. They don't truly believe, or they don't truly practice any type of real spiritual practice or have that belief in it or that faith, and it can lead you really far away. And I feel I don't want that for anybody. I don't want that for anybody. All I know is that for a lot of years of my life going through this stuff, because I was a young kid learning about all this stuff, learning about all this shit, it fucked me up. And I didn't have a solid faith, and I was a bag in the wind, and it really kind of ruined me for a while. The only thing that I think has given me any type of grounded approach, any type of wisdom with it, it has been finding a faith in God.
Even now as an
and
adult,
knowing
it fucks
Jesus
me up
Christ. That's
with
the
my
only
full
thing.
faith in God. It still fucks me up.
Yeah, it will. It will. And that's when there is a thing with this that I don't want people diving into the deep dark. If it's fucking you up, I don't want you diving into it too much if it's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
If you're trying to help others with it.
But society as a whole
you gotta
needs to
meter
move
yourself
forward.
out.
Yeah, society as a whole needs to, from here on, move in a direction that will get us away from this sort of thing, that will break down these power structures. Like, we are aware that this is how it is. We can't deny it. We can't say it's tinfoil hat anymore. Like, this is how it is. So we need to break down these power structures over time. Let's start acting in a way where that can happen. Like I said in the beginning, it's not all going to happen at once, but it's going to take us all opting out of these things. Opt out of the subscriptions, opt out of this way that the money just funnels to the top, you know? If you can break that system down, then we can take away their power and be free of their fucking manipulation.
Yeah. I think it's like, put your money and your time and your attention into things that don't just drain you.
Yeah.
Because there's all of these different avenues in life, and a lot of it is kind of stuff that's almost unavoidable, man. Like, even just living nowadays in this country, you're just getting drained from the power companies, from the freaking heating, from rent, price of living. You're getting drained. Anywhere else that you can afford not to get drained and give it to vampires and child sacrificers and whatnot, just take an inventory, an honest inventory. Take an honest inventory and work on it. That's all. That's literally all. I mean, that's literally all.
Right.
You don't have to go so fucking hardcore with it, and so to a point where, like, you don't have to do it that way. You can just take an honest inventory of what you got going on, make improvements, and that shit ripples. If enough people do stuff like that and they start dropping out of things that are feeding evil, and they just start buying in a little bit extra into some better shit. Just a little bit. That little bit adds up, and it adds up quick. And generationally, if you teach your kids, that shit will ripple throughout time. And that's the answer. And other than that, if you're doing those things and you're still upset about seeing the world in the way it is because you're doing the things should change, I'm not seeing the change, you got to get out of your head with that shit. Because Rome wasn't built in a day type deal. And it's not on your time, dog. It's on God's time.
More people are coming to God now than ever before. It might seem horrible out there.
Do the right thing.
More people are turning to God.
Do the right thing for yourself and for God and for your family. Do the right thing because it's the right thing. Don't do the right thing for a reward. There's no reward for you. Get reward out of your fucking brain. Stop that shit. That's literally a controller Pavlov frickin' method. Get that out of your head. Fuck the reward. Go do the right thing to do the right thing. And guess what? It'll just happen. It'll happen in one way, shape, or form in your life and in others' lives around you. Do the right thing for the right thing. Things will be all right. God's time and God's story is playing out perfectly. Perfectly. You don't have to be Superman. Not one person is going to be angry enough from this shit and powerful enough to stop it.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Don't let it fucking hurt you.
Yeah, fear not.
Don't let it hurt you.
Fear
Fear not.
So we had a few topics that we missed. So this was like a rant cast, or it was gonna be a rant cast, but I think this is like a concise Epstein episode. So we'll save the other topics for next time. And we have a few guests lined up, so look forward to that. If you want to be a guest, hit us up. If you like what we're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, follow.
Yeah.
Fucking TikTok is active now. Check out our TikTok. We're trying to get monetized. Our Facebook reels are doing good, but we're not any really close to monetization on Facebook yet. But what would help us out
Gotta
most,
give some credit.
Yeah,
gotta give some credit to your wonderful sister.
Oh yeah, for sure. Beth.
We have to.
Beth has been helping us out with the TikTok, and all thanks to her, it's really taken a huge load off of my shoulders. I've been producing everything, so that's been helping. Fucking definitely check that out. We need
Beth, thank you very much. We know you're listening.
Follow and share, because that'll help us out the most. So please do so. We love you guys. See ya.
Much love.